What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's just going to be a little Q&A with myself. I do want to do one separately with Gerardo. I got a lot of questions. I posted it on Instagram for you guys to ask me anything, and I picked a couple of them that I feel like I was able to answer for myself. And like I said, I do want to do one with Gerardo, but that's going to be something separately. But let's get on with the video. We're gonna have Harlow with us. For the first question, it says, what were your symptoms for the first couple of weeks? So I feel like the only symptom that I really had was tiredness. I was exhausted, guys. Like, truly, I would fall asleep. I don't like taking naps usually because I don't like feeling a little lazy, and I feel like a lot of the times I do feel lazy when I take naps. And I would knock out, like, we would be driving back to my parents' house, I would fall asleep in the car, or I was just exhausted and I just didn't know why. Like, I just didn't know why and like what was happening and why I was feeling like this. And then also I was experiencing a lot of like breast tenderness. I feel like the symptoms that I was getting was close to kind of like my period. I do get a lot of breast tenderness when I'm gonna start my period, but this time was completely different. Like, I felt like I was in pain. Like, I couldn't hug Gerardo that much. Like, I couldn't hug my sister. I couldn't lay on them for a long time because I literally felt like so tender. Like, it was hurting and I just didn't understand why. And then also, like, say my dog would jump on me and like it would hurt, and I'm like, oh my god, like there's no way that they're hurting so much, you know? So I feel like those were like the only two symptoms that I like really got. Like, even till this day, I feel like I don't have any symptoms. The only thing is just nausea. My nausea has been horrible, like horrible, and I hate it because I'm already a nauseous person as it is, but now being pregnant, I'm even more nauseous. And I'm grateful because I feel like the more symptoms I have, the more I know that there is still a little human growing inside of me. So that also makes me happy. But I don't know, I was just like, what's happening? So now, like, I'm so sensitive to like certain smells, or yeah, just certain smells, and just everything triggers my nausea, and I hate that so much. But like I said, I'm also very grateful. But honestly, I feel like that was it. Just really tired and the nausea. So that was it for like any symptoms for like the first couple of weeks. Next question is, do you have any cravings yet? If so, sweet or salty? Salty. I have not been craving sweets. The only thing that's like sweet that I've been craving, ice cream. I have been obsessed with ice cream after dinner. Like, I always have to go get like a little ice cream cone or something. I just need ice cream or frozen yogurt. But other than that, it's literally been like acidic, salty foods that I just have been craving. Like, anything with me, I had a stage of like just wanting guacamole. That was my very first craving that I had, which was guac. And I'm a fan of avocado, but not the way that I was like the first weeks before finding out that I was pregnant. I always wanted guac, like, and it was just because of the saltiness and the lemon that's in it. Like, but right now it doesn't sound good to me. I have not had guac since, like, I think when I first found out that I was pregnant. I don't know, like, it just doesn't sound that good to me anymore. But in the beginning, that's all I wanted. Like, I was living off of guac. Like, it was just amazing. And elotes. Like, I still can eat elotes, but it literally had to have like hella chile and limon on it. That's the only way that I wanted it. And then right now it's just more like watermelon with chamoy and tajin. Like, anything with chamoy and tajin, girl, give it to me right now. Like, that's literally my go-to right now. Like, anything with chamoy and tajin, like agua fresca. And usually I'm such an horchata kind of girl, but I've been loving like fruit aguas, like the pepino, the limon, the sandia. Like, that has been like my go-tos right now. And it's just, I just feel like it tastes amazing with like the chamoy and the tajin. Like, ugh. Like, even when we're talking about it right now, it's just making my mouth water. So that's literally what has been like my craving so far. And I feel like right now, just my biggest craving is just, like I said, ice cream, which is usually that I want to have like after dinner. And that's pretty much it. Or like boiling crab, which we already know that I'm always craving boiling crab, but this time it has been like up there. Like I just, you know, and it's crazy because it's literally all just meats that I've been wanting, like burritos or like costilla or like carne en su jugo or just like in soupy stuff. Y'all think I just want everything, but no, I just feel like also like soupy, anything soupy, like pho, ramen, caldo de pollo, fideo, like that's all I've been wanting. Like I've been living off of like pho. I love pho, and like with hella chile and limon, and then also like my fideo, I just so good. But I feel like that's honestly it for like the cravings. And I know that people say like sweet is for girls and saltiness is for boys. You guys let me know, because I always hear like mixed like reviews. I always hear like mixed things about, oh no, I was craving sweetness with my boy, or I was craving saltiness with my girl. So I feel like it's just, I guess on the person it just depends. But it's funny because I'll talk to like my aunt and I'll tell her like, oh, I'm this and this and this and that. She's like, girl, that was me with Max. And I was like, I remember like literally all the cravings that I'm having is, I just remember so vividly with like Max when Blanca was pregnant. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, that's honestly it that I've been like really like craving, and it's just salty foods. What can I say? Did you bleed or spot around your first 6 weeks or cramp? I feel like I was cramping a little bit, but there was no bleeding, thank God. I was very worried about that. Like I was scared because I do hear about women bleeding. I feel like the only bleeding that I had was probably just like the implantation bleeding, just because like I mentioned in the first when us finding out that we were pregnant, I did mention that I had my period, and then probably like a week and a half later I ended up having it for like 3 days. So I feel like that's the only thing that I was, when I was really bleeding. But I was worried to start bleeding. And obviously when you find out certain like things like this, like say you're pregnant, I feel like you go through like a rabbit hole of just trying to get information wherever. And I feel like TikTok was my #1 go-to for me trying to get information. And I feel like a lot of the times it was scaring me. I was just like, oh my God, like what if I'm having like chemical pregnancy? Like they was just telling me a bunch of negative things. Like I feel like I was on negative pregnancy TikTok in the beginning, and I feel like that's where a lot of my anxiety was coming from. Like I was super anxious like in the beginning when I first found out that it was starting to make me think. Like every time I would go to the restroom, I would just check if I had any spotting, if I was bleeding, because I was just so worried that I was gonna see something. And you know, like I feel like going on to the next question, somebody asked if what made me think that I couldn't have children. I feel like for a long time I've always thought that, and then when Gerardo and I got together, we have never been careful, TMI, but we have never been careful. And we were both like, I talked to him, we talked about kids since we started dating. Like I feel like it was always very important for me to be with somebody that wanted kids and wanted a family. So I feel like those are questions that are important to ask in the beginning. I feel like people are like, oh girl, like you shouldn't be asking like about children and marriage. Like no, you should be, especially if you're dating and you're seeing something long-term with a person. You definitely should be asking those questions. So I was asking him like, do you want kids? How many kids do you want? When do you want to get married? Do you believe in marriage? Because there is a lot of people who don't believe in those things. So those are questions that I did ask. So I knew that he wanted kids. And so when we got together, and obviously when we started being active, we did have those conversations like, what if it happens? Like what are our plans and all this stuff. So we, like I said, we were never careful, and we are going to be together already for 2 years. Like we've been together for almost 2 years. We're turning 2 years in September, and I just felt like, why wasn't it happening if we were really not careful, like at all? So it's like he started getting to a point where he started thinking that it was him, and then I started thinking like it was myself, just because there was moments, like if you guys have watched my lives, I've talked about this so many times. Like my TikTok girlies, they know. Like, we would have these chats where I would tell you guys that I felt like there was something wrong with me, that I sometimes thought that I had PCOS because of certain things that I would notice about myself and my body. So it was making me really, really think that I couldn't get pregnant. And it was such a fear of mine because I'm gonna cry. Hold on. It was just a fear because, hold on, let me chill, because in my first video of me just bawling my eyes out in the bathroom, I was like, girl, why are you crying so much? Okay, I think I'm cool. You know when you know what you're supposed to be or like meant to do in life? And I don't know, I feel like, oh my god, why is this getting to me so much? It's your fault. I'm emotional all the time. I've always felt like I was meant to be a mom, and I've always loved kids, and I loved being around kids. And so it was such a fear because, for like I said, Gerardo and I have been together for 2 years now, and like he was even starting to get worried because he was just like, oh my god, like what if it's me? Like I've always had that thought or like fear too that I can't have kids. So we just didn't know. And I didn't have insurance for a while, so then I finally got insurance because I was just like, I need to take care of myself and just go and get checked and just make sure everything is okay. And I had told him too, I was like, I feel like you need to go get checked and see if you're okay and see who it is. You know, because like if it happens, it happens. And then it wasn't happening because we were not being careful, that we started thinking like, okay, is there something wrong? Like I was thinking like I said, it was me, it was him. And I feel like 2 years being with somebody is a long time, and for it to not happen. And there was a lot of times that I took pregnancy tests that he doesn't even know about, because I would miss my period for a couple of days or almost a week or a week and a half, and I'd be like, what's going on? So then I would take pregnancy tests. Like literally my sister was probably the only one that like knew that how many pregnancy tests that we were taking all the time. And yeah, like it was always negative, and it was a little stab in the heart every time. I'm just like, damn, like I don't think this is ever gonna happen. Like I don't think that this is gonna happen for us. So main reason why I felt like I couldn't have children. And yeah, I don't know, it was just a thought that crossed my mind, and I was very scared that it was just never going to happen for me. So I'm just grateful and feel very, very blessed that, you know, it's all in God's timing. I just think that it's crazy that literally we moved in together and then a month later we got pregnant. And it's crazy how things work. I think about it, I'm just like, fuck, like your life literally changes in like a blink of an eye. Like it's insane. Like it's the hormones, but then we all know that I've always been such a crier. I'm such a crybaby, but yeah, like I'm just grateful. Very, very grateful. Next question. Something a little bit more fun. Are you going to have a gender reveal? Yes, I am. I'm actually going to have it this weekend. By the time you guys see this video, yeah, it's gonna be the week of my gender reveal, and I'm super, super excited. I'm also very, very nervous. This is our first baby, so honestly, whatever God wants to bless us with, I will be more than grateful. I am team healthy baby. And yeah, like I genuinely do not care. I feel like I do say and think like, okay, what would I want about this? And I say and think about both. Like if I had a girl, I feel like selfishly I would love a girl, because I'm not a girly person. It might seem like it. Growing up, I was such a tomboy. Like I was the only girl for 11 years. So I literally was with the boys all the time. Like my thing was wrestling with my brothers, being outside on the skateboard, playing cops and robbers with my brother and my cousins. Like that was literally my life growing up. I was not a Barbie girl. I was not a baby girl, like wanting to have dolls, nothing. Like I was not that girl. Like I wasn't. I was just, you know, me. And then like I got to be a teenager and I was like pinche rockera vibes. Like I was like, you know, I was never girly. So I feel like when I think about having my daughter, like I just can't wait for that. And I love doing hair. Like I love doing Camila's hair. I remember I would do my sisters and Jaylene. So it's like that has always been so fun for me. And like I see the relationship that Blanca has with with Camila, and I love that they go get their nails done together, go get a blowout together. And then like my mom has always been my bestie. Like we like this, we're locked in. So you know, like I think about that, and I love that. I love it. So then I think about having a boy, and I love it too. Like I just think like, oh my god, like they say like when you have a boy, they show you the love that you've never gotten. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute, you know? Like my man, and I told him too, it's so funny because I'm like, my man does not say no to me, like at all. Like I'm like, I want this, okay. I want to go here, okay. Like he does not say no to me. So I told him, I was like, if we have a little girl, like you're gonna have 2 girls that you're not gonna say no to. And he was like, oh my god, I never thought about that. I'm like, this is the life you chose, honey. This is the life you chose. Like to see Gerardo have a relationship, like boy, like dad and son relationship. Like I know he would love that by bonding with sports, because my man is such a sports guy and like WWE fan. So I would love that, and just having my little man that I know that he's gonna be obsessed with me. So it's like I feel like I would be blessed with either or. Like we would be blessed with either or. I've asked Gerardo too, like, what do you want more? And like he was saying boy in the beginning, but now he's just like, I just want a healthy baby. Like I just want us to have a good healthy baby. That's all I care about. And genuinely, that's all I care about too. And it's our first baby. Like come on, like we cannot, no, like a baby is a blessing. That's all I see it as. And I'm just grateful that I'm pregnant and God gave us this opportunity to be parents. Like that's it. That's all I'm grateful for. So yes, but yes, we are having a gender reveal, and we're having it this weekend, and I'm so excited to find out what we're finally having, so I can unlock a new section at the store. Next one, who were you most excited to tell that you are pregnant? Everybody. I feel like me being an overshare sometimes, it was eating me up inside that I just couldn't tell people. And I feel like we mentioned in the last video, or us finding out that we were pregnant, if it would have been up to Gerardo, we probably would have kept this a secret longer. But me, I just needed to spill, girl. I just needed to spill. So I was genuinely, I feel like the people that I was very, very excited to tell from my side was probably my grandma. Just because my grandma has been asking me for a great grandbaby. So I am the oldest of 15 grandkids, okay? And so is my brother. It's me and my brother. We're the 2 oldest. I'm 27 and my brother's 25. So we're always getting asked, like, when are the babies coming? When are the babies coming? When am I going to be a grandma? When am I going to be a great grandma? Like, it was just, you know, and like you guys saw in the reaction video, like even my grandpa was like, pues ya era tiempo. Like they have been waiting for this moment. So I feel like I was genuinely excited to tell my grandma, but mainly my whole family. Because like I said, I am the oldest of 15. So my baby, I'm excited because I feel like my baby is going to be very, very, very loved. And it's the first grandchild, the first great grandchild, the first niece and nephew. So I'm very excited just because I know what that's like. I am the first granddaughter, the first niece, the first child. So I grew up very, very loved from my aunts and uncles, my grandparents, and my parents. So I feel like I know what that feels like. So I just think about my baby and I'm like, oh my God, my baby's gonna experience this as well. So I honestly was genuinely excited to tell everyone in my family. I was obviously excited to tell Gerardo's family too, but you know, it's different telling my family. So I was just very excited. But I want to say that the person that was the most excited, like most was my grandma. And it was just because she's been asking for a great grandbaby. She's like, I'm not gonna be my great grandkids. And I'm like, girl, they're coming, like relax, they're gonna come. But yeah, there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure for sure. But she's very happy, she's very excited, and she's over here telling me I can't wait to find out what it is, so I can start to handle them a little outfit. My grandma likes to tejer like dresses and like little outfits, so she's already ready. And my mom too, she sends me TikToks that she's ready to go shopping. So it's time for us to find out what we're having. This is going to be the last question. And it says, what is the one thing you are really nervous about besides labor? I am very nervous about labor. I feel like I was always like, girl, I think I'm good. But now really being pregnant and thinking about it, I'm very nervous to give birth. I'm praying that everything turns out good and it's a good labor and I'm not in there for hours because, girl, I'm scared. RIP. And then my man was a 10-pound baby. I was a 7-pound baby, but my man was a 10-pound baby. So RIP to my girl down there. RIP. But I feel like the thing I'm most nervous about is just like the after. The giving my child an identity. You get me? Like, obviously I have to name my baby and just raise them. I feel like that's what I'm the most nervous about. Just, I guess, being a mom. I feel like obviously this is my first time that I'm gonna be a mom. So I think being nervous and just shocked is so normal. Being a first time parent, and I feel like I am very nervous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm super nervous, and I put things in my head like, am I gonna be a good mom? Are we gonna be good parents? Are we gonna raise a shitty person? Like, I think about all those things. So I feel like that's the thing that I'm the most nervous about, is just making sure that we're raising a good human, you know, especially in the world that we live in. Horrible. Like, we live in such an ugly world right now. I'm scared to raise a shitty person or just not be a good mom. Like, that's like one of my fears, of just not being a good mom. So I feel like I'm nervous about those things, you know, just making sure that I do my best as I can and I succeed as a parent. And that's pretty much it, honestly. Me trying to hold back my tears as much as I can. But I feel like that's it. Like, other than that, like, I can't think of what else I'm nervous about. It's just going through the newborn era, maybe. Just, I know it's going to be such a big change. But I also feel like when you have people that support you and are there, I think you should be good, you know? Like, I have a good man, and I know that he's gonna be there and everything, and good family members. Like, I know that we have people to lean on if we needed anything, or my mom, Gerardo's mom, like my aunts. Like, I know that it takes a village, you know? Why am I so emotional? I feel like I can't even fucking talk. But yeah, I feel like that's the only thing that I'm like really nervous about. You said one thing, I name 100 million things, but no, honestly, like, yeah, I'm nervous about those stuff, and I think about those things a lot. Like, I just want to make sure that I do good as a mom. Okay, I got myself together a little bit, but yeah, I think that's it for all the questions. Like I said, I am gonna film another video with Gerardo, and I'm a little nervous about that because that man stays making me fucking cry. Like, he's so emotional that I get so emotional. So I am not ready for that Q&A. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys got to get to know a little bit more about what I've been feeling and my cravings and all that stuff. And we are going to be continuing to take you guys on this journey with us and us experiencing being first-time parents. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed me crying, because I did not think I was gonna cry off of these questions. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for all the love that you guys have been showing us. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed, and I'm just so grateful with God that he blessed us with this amazing gift, because it's such a beautiful feeling, and I'm so excited. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.